All right, and we're live. Hey everyone, I'm Marco. I'm one of the code mentors here at the FireHoseProject, and I want to run you through a little info session about our core curriculum, what you guys learn, how mentorship session works, all the good stuff, so you guys have a better sense of what we're doing and what you can expect when you become one of our students. So, big things that I want to cover is, first of all, it's like, what's the core curriculum? What are you guys building when you go through? How does that touch a little bit about group projects, different kinds of students, people that come into our program, what they get out of it. And then last, I want to answer like the simple question: what kind of skills do you actually have? What can you do? Curriculum of the FireHose project. Basically, what it is, before I go into all the detailed apps that we're going to build, everything we're going to build is looking good. And by looking good, I mean it needs to be responsive, it needs to be designed mobile first. So anytime you're going to be at a party, you pull out your phone. So like, hey, this is what I built last night. People should say nothing else but like, oh, wow, you built this? And that's what we're shooting for. So all our apps are looking good on tablets, desktop, mobile devices. Everything we teach has that goal of actually being usable to real people. Advice splurting web app, right? It's nothing fancy but a user input output, but what it does, it gives you a 360 degree of all the tools they're using. We say students need to build this in the first 10 hours a day or like several days. But it teaches you about Ruby, the programming language, Rails, the framework. You're going to get used to your text editor. You're going to get used to like your database, Postgres. You're going to use the terminal a lot. You're going to use GitHub. You're going to push something live on the internet. And that's important, right? Within that first 10 hours, you already build a fully functional web application that users can use, where they can enter quotes, and the quotes get displayed on a page. It's oftentimes funny, and you can share that with your friends, right? And that puts you in a driver's seat of being a developer. Awesome, but I don't know how to build that yet. But still, you notice like how powerful that is if you can create and put something live on the internet, right? That's the first 10 hours with us. First app out the window is live, right? Awesome. Next one. The Google Map API integration, right? So we're going to write the code with you. So to take an address that the user puts into a form field, take that, save it in a database, write the code to translate into latitude and longitude coordinates, pass it to the Google Map API, and then get that pin on the map. That's one of the neat features that we're building. But it wouldn't be the web. That's it. It's also include user comments, right? There's star ratings. Epic, right? So then I get an email from the application, hey, this guy about your pizza place, you might want to check it out. So those are the things that we're building. User dashboard is a feature that basically tells me as an owner of my pizza place, hey, how many reviews did I get overall, what's the average, what kind of comments are said about my different places, how many places do I have there in case I have multiple ones, right? So it's a bit of analytics where we do a little bit of calculation, so it makes it easier for the user. Then again, we wrap that all up into a mobile first design, so it looks good again on mobile, looks good on desktop, and it looks good on tablet, right? So that's the second one. That usually takes people about, just role on a database level, which makes it really challenging. So basically, an online video learning platform. So payments now on our platform. So we're integrating with the Stripe API, so credit card payments on your platform. But then when I say platform, what I really mean, there's multiple user roles, right? So it's an online learning platform. So there's going to be an instructor on one side, there's a student on the other side. Now, there can be multiple instructors, multiple students. They both need to be signing up for the platform. And now it's like, which student bought which instructor's course, right? And an instructor can have multiple courses, right? I can have a course on how on your surfboard, or how to make the best out of the waves in Hawaii, right? Those could be all my courses, and there could be different students buying different courses from me. And now, on a database structure level, we have to take care of the lot of applications in the internet. Pretty much everything depends on those database relationships. And that's why we're teaching you right there. Then obviously, there's things that we can do to make the user experience better. And that's really important to us. So one thing that we're going to teach our students when they go through that is, like, right when they need it, we introduce JavaScript. And there we build a better user interface for our instructors to organize and sort our lessons. So lessons meaning, like, okay, this is the first surfing video lesson, the second surfing video lessons. How can I rearrange that? That's what we're building from scratch, introducing JavaScript and Ajax, all these technologies that we need to make that happen. That second application probably takes another like 3 to 4 weeks. With a idea for your own application, or if you like to look for, like, to find a job, join a startup, join a tech company as a junior web developer. So 2 things happen here. Once you're done with the core curriculum, if you're a job seeker, we put you on a group project. What happens during group projects? During group projects, we build really complicated apps together as a team, and we use all the same tools like we've done before as the professional web developers. And the important thing here is that and that's what you learn. So on day 1 at the job, you already know as a team, and you'll be effective. And if you're talking to hiring managers, that's what they're looking for. Is this person going to be effective? How to communicate, how to pick features, how to build them. That's all we learn when you work together with a team. So just to give you an example of what some of our students are working on. Right now, they're building a chess app. It's really complicated from a programming point of view because you need to keep track of all these different figures. There's white figures, there's black figures. Which location is each of those figures? And which one moves now, what's the next one? Keeping track of them, which ones gets kicked out. That's a lot of Ruby code. His first job offer, and one of the questions in the interview was, how would you build a chess game? It was really awesome because he's like, well, I just built one with my group. With the Firehose project, here you go. And on the people who did the technical interview with him. So doing that group project will teach you a lot of real-world valuable skills, how to code collaboratively and ship a quality web application together as a team. Now, if you are in the entrepreneur track and you want to build your own application, right? We can put you on a team project, but usually people really want to focus on their own application. So what's happening is you're going to work really closely with your mentor to build your application. We start with wireframing it, we're drawing it all out, every individual page. Right? What have people built? So Pete, for example, he's really into horse racing. So he built an application that gives people the chance to find the best horse race tracks in the US. So he puts everything well they performed in previous races with the weather and all kinds of stuff. It's great stuff. I don't know that much about horse racing, but him and his friends are using it all the time, and they love it because it helps them make smarter bets on their horse races. Horse races. Here we go. Okay, so those are the two kind of types. What we also started doing is introducing test-driven development into our curriculum, and that's really important. So that's basically, in the 1 second explanations, we're writing software tests, we're writing passing, so we know that everything's working properly. So we introduced that with the group project, so now they need to write tests before they build features, which is really awesome, because now we know as soon as something is shipped live, everything's working. Yeah, test-driven development is huge. You need to test your features that you're building so you know that they're working, and everyone has that trust in your new feature, in your code that you're pushing out. So that's something that we introduced as well, which is really, really valuable for all the students. All right, so now how do we support you? How does this work? You know, it's like group projects, mentorship sessions, how does this all work? I think the most overlooked fact is our Q&A forum, right? And usually everyone goes like, oh, forum, Mark, I heard that before. How does that work? It's nothing special, right? Coding, you just work, start meetings up, or user comments, or you building up, working on dashboard message that you don't understand, right? Within several hours, we get back to you and give you fix that error. What enables that to do is when you arrive on your mentorship session, that is once a week with your, you are error free, right? You don't have we don't have to spend time missing a comma on line 15, or you're gonna miss a period on line 35, or you have a typo there, right? Those are things we can take care of in the forum. Then what we can do process, right? We can go over tests. We can help in database structures, feature avoid. That's when your skills are jumping. Then we also have weekly office hours, right? And the office hours is all the students are coming together once a week, and we go over questions that everyone has. Sometimes that is going to be a general question about how to find jobs, right? We had that yesterday happening, where a new student asked, well, how should I prepare myself best? And the senior students actually told her about what his entire process was to actually thing is, if you just starting out, students who are like in week 6 or 8, raise your hand. Like, I know exactly what you're going through because I've had that problem too. And oftentimes our students are actually helping as a really nice helping each other community. Hey, have you built your feature? That line, hey, what about that line of code? I think we can make that better, right? That interaction is priceless. Not only are you getting to know those people really well, now, people usually ask me, Marco, what can I do when I graduate from the what kind of skill level do I have? And I usually take Thanksgiving break, and just go and launch that. You can have the skills. Obviously, we prepare you for your job hunt, for your job seeking, right? For you want to be a junior web developer. We do that interview practices, group project. There's plenty of that, algorithm training. Everything you need to know is covered. That's at the core. You have the skills to take any idea and make it a product and test it out in the market. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit longer, but right below me, there's the box where you can put in I might be done, and then I don't see a question. It comes in. Cool. And let. Oh yeah. So here, how materials presented. That's so we do multiple things, right? We start out, we build that very first application with you and ship that out in the first 10 hours. So you go through a combination. You get some written materials, and I explain to you why we choose to do a lot of written materials, and you get some videos to run you over the big concepts, right? Like how does a model, how does a view, how does a controller, how do they connect? Coding part where you actually write code in the real world, you're using documentation all the time. Documentation is already so that prepares you really well. Plus, down the line on a group project, you're working on your own idea, or like a year later, you're like, oh man, how do I do email notifications again? You can come back, and rather than scrolling back and forth in a video for forever, you can quickly scan a page and be like, that's the line of code I need to make email notification work. Grab that one out and put it in my application I'm working on over here and make it work. So that helps you a lot more. That was put them in right now. Oh, which technologies are we going to use? Yeah, I should probably cover that. Technologies that we're going to cover is we do Ruby, the programming language, Rails, the framework. We're going to teach you how to build web applications, obviously. Then we teach you how to write SQL queries so you can interact with the database. You one who is going to be in the job and then doesn't know how to pull data from the database, so we do that. We also teach you test-driven development, how to write tests to test your features, write software tests. We're going to use Heroku a lot. That's our server. We deal with AWS and Amazon. That's for image uploading. We need that. Then we also do Git for version control and GitHub to back up your code, and then do collaborative coding, especially doing together with your mentor, and then so how does the application process work? That's a great. So what we usually do is we want to to see blood, right? If you want to become a doctor. Same with web development. Figure out if you like coding for several hours a day because you're going to do it for a living, right? So figure that out first. And now, application processes, right? We're going to have everyone, like, usually watch the info session and reach out to me. I jump and talk with every student on the phone because I want to actually reach your goals. I want to hear about your goals, and I also want to see which coding level you have. So we usually ask for coding samples. If you have you started in the program. So we can totally figure that out. Make sure you're at the perfect spot. Cool. Seconds. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe that that is internet connection problem, watch the recording afterwards if you have problems, and that should work a lot better. Okay, what other questions do we have? That was the, oh yeah, when do new sessions start? Our email here. Basically, we start new sessions every Monday. So right now we're booked out until I think the end of November already. So if you want to, students are starting. It sounds like a lot of people have audio problems, so I'm not sure what's going on. Again, I'll reach out to you and send you the link so you can watch the recording. Hopefully that will work better. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't get any more questions. I hope I answered for joining, and yeah, stay awesome, guys. Bye.